Hello everyone, welcome once again to another session of Youth Unite. We have discussed various attributes which are essential for developing leadership skills, as well as some behavioral skills which help us in our own evolution also. In the previous session, that is episode 32, we talked about collaboration, coherence, convergence and interdependence. And we learned that the outcome of any activity, the outcome of any decision depends upon a number of factors. However, can anyone give guarantee that success will always come on our way? Do you know anyone who has always succeeded in his life? Or anyone who has always failed? So success and failures are bound to come in our way. In today's session, we will learn how to deal with unfavorable outcomes. We will also learn to identify things which we can control so that the probability of favorable outcomes increases. To understand these concepts, let us do a small activity. Are you game for it? So I will narrate to you a story of 4 friends. Now what you have to do is that this story will be told in the form of certain sentences, and at the end of each sentence you need to tell whether that particular aspect was in their control. If yes, then say yes. If it was not in their control, then say no. So these 4 friends, they decided to have Italian food one evening. They assembled at a place. They hired a cab. They had hardly moved 3 to 4 kilometers when they got stuck in a traffic jam. One of them, he got down and started managing the traffic so that they were able to create path for that car and they were able to escape the jam. When they reached the restaurant, they found that there was a big queue waiting for the tables. One of the friends remembered that he knew the floor manager of the restaurant. He called him up and requested to allot a table on priority, and thankfully his request was agreed to. They went through the menu and decided to order 2 dishes of pasta and 2 pizzas. As soon as they started ordering, the floor manager said, "Sorry sir, the Italian chef is on leave today. We will not be able to serve these dishes." They felt very disappointed. So they discussed within themselves what to do. Should they go to another restaurant? But what was the guarantee that they'll get a table there? Like this, they deliberated on various options, and finally they decided it's best to stay here and settle down for the next best option. That was the Chinese food. Now in this story which I narrated to you just now, there were lots of twists and turns. There were some occasions in which one of the friends was able to husband his resources and overcome the difficulties that they were facing. So like this, they navigated throughout the evening. But what was the end result? They made all the efforts that they could think of, and finally they settled down to the Chinese food, and they were not able to enjoy the Italian food which they had initially hoped for. Nothing is guaranteed as far as the outcomes are concerned, because the outcomes depend on many variables, some of which are beyond our control. We take decisions or make choices based upon the goals that we have set for ourselves, our skills, our strengths, our value systems. Each outcome leads to another choice, and the trajectory of the events keeps on changing depending upon what the preceding choice has been made. So you see, there is interdependence of all the activities that we do in our life. However, after everything has been done, if the final outcome is not what we had planned for, then what is the choice or what is the option left to us? Cheerful acceptance. And this is a great mature way of looking at things. However, acceptance should come only after we have put our full effort, after we have done all that was within our control. Because acceptance, while not putting full effort, would be not using my resources to the full extent. That would be a defeatist thing. Whereas acceptance, after putting in all the effort, is a realistic way of looking at things. So the learning is that we should put our effort, time, energy and money in those things which we can control. And let us not worry about things which are beyond our control. Whereas, just look at what we do most of the time. We worry about things which mostly are not in our control. Here I would like to share a quote from the Greek Stoic philosopher Epictetus. And he said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control and some things are not." Let us understand this particular aspect of philosophy by doing another activity. On your screen, you will see certain words or phrases. Once again, you need to just reply with a yes or a no. If the thing is under your control, say yes, and if it is not in your control, say no. Right? So ready for it? So the words will come on your screen now. Our opinions, our property, status, self-motivation, desires, where we are born, government policy, prejudices, our reactions and actions, our parents, war, thoughts, economy, emotions, reputation, illnesses, accidents, traffic, people's behavior, media, random events in our life, outcome of a cricket match, selection in a job, death of loved ones, behaviors. I think now the screen is full of such phrases. Now we will draw some circles around some of these words and understand this in greater detail. The smallest circle is the one which contains words or phrases which are within our control. And this circle is known as the circle of control. The things which are within this circle are those on which we should put our resources. These are the things which we should try to excel upon, to improve upon, to evolve. This is the circle in which we can effect changes. This is the circle in which we can make meaningful impact. Lutherans said, individuals who focus on the circle of control are more likely to be resilient in the face of stress and adversity. Now, what does the outermost circle represent? It represents those things which are not within our control. We are concerned about those things, but we cannot do much. So this circle is known as the circle of concern. Should I spend my time, energy and money and resources in worrying about those things I have no control upon? It leads to unnecessary stress. This brings us to another interesting idea, and that is of acceptance. Accepting that there are some things which are beyond my control is very liberating. It frees you up from unnecessary stress and worry. It can help us go away with anxiety and stress and use our resources and focus upon things more productively, on the things which are within our control. And what does the middle circle represent? The middle circle represents things on which we have some influence. Now, things on which we have control, its impact radiates outwards. So my behavior, my attitudes, they get manifested in the external world, and somehow we influence the people around us. So this middle circle is known as the circle of influence. These are the things which we can influence. For example, while appearing for a job interview, I can prepare well. I can answer the questions to the best of my ability. So I'm trying to influence with my knowledge, with my behavior. The outcome is not guaranteed. So I can prepare well for the interview, give the right answers, and try to influence the selection in my favor. However, I cannot guarantee the selection because I do not know how the others have prepared, how the others have answered. Like this, you can extrapolate this for various other situations of life. So let me summarize what we have learned till now. What we have learned is that every moment of our life, we take decisions, we make choices. And these choices are made in a particular context, in a particular situation. These choices get influenced by my values, my strengths, my goals, etc. They also get influenced from peer pressure or external connections. They also get influenced by how much I'm connected to my inner self, to my heart. How much do I listen to my heart? So many attributes go towards making a choice. After we have made a choice, there will be an outcome. Now this outcome could be a favorable one, which I have thought of, or it could be something absolutely different, which I had not imagined. So there could be two different types of outcomes. Now this entire ecosystem of choices, of context, my core, circumstances and the outcomes is called causality. So causality is a systems approach to understand what influences the outcomes. So if I want a favorable outcome, what should I focus upon? Choices, of course. But before that, on my skills, on my strengths, on my values, isn't it? On the type of connections that I have with the external world and the type of connection that I have with my inner self. The more we focus on the more fundamental aspects of making choice, the greater are the chances of having favorable outcomes. And that is what the importance of all the previous sessions is, where we have talked about how to create meaningful goals, how to create meaningful connections, how to develop good habits, how to develop leadership skills, because all these things, they come handy when we have to make a choice in a given situation or a circumstance. So till now we have discussed some aspects which help us to achieve goal, some aspects which help us to increase the probability of success. We have learned that there are many aspects which go towards achievement of our goals, some of which are within our control and some of which are not within our control. Let us recall the diagram that we understood earlier. Now focus upon the attributes which are mentioned in the circle of concern. Very often we lament upon, wish we were born in a different family, wish the government policies were favorable towards my business, wish the economy moved in a particular direction which favored me. I wish that my loved ones were still with me and had not died. But is it possible? Are these things within our control? Our mind is very often clouded by these thoughts. And when the mind is clouded, then it is not able to think clearly. And even those attributes which are in the innermost circle, which are within our control, we start losing control over them. So what is the way out and how can it be done? Let us focus upon unburdening our mind from those things which are not within our control. Remove them from the mindscape so that the things which are within our control are allowed to blossom, are allowed to flower, are allowed to achieve their highest level of performance. And this is where the heartfulness practice of rejuvenation or the heartfulness practice of cleaning comes handy. In the process of cleaning, we use our willpower to unburden ourselves from the burden of the past. We remove what is called the impurities or the complexities of the mind, thereby making our mind much more clearer. And when the mind is clear, then it is able to function to its highest potential and take the right decision which is required to be taken in the given circumstance, using my skills, my strengths, and the goal is to be achieved. So friends, let us now experience guided cleaning heartfulness practice, and do join us for the next session of Youth Unite. Thank you.
Sit in a comfortable position with the intention to remove all the impressions accumulated during the day. Sit comfortably and close your eyes softly and gently. Imagine that all impurities and complexities in your body are moving to the back of your upper body. Now imagine that the impurities and complexities are starting to flow out as smoke from the back of your upper body, beginning with the back of your head. They are slowly moving out from the back of your head, and from the back of your neck in the form of smoke. The impurities and complexities are also now leaving from the back of your shoulders. They are flowing out as smoke. And now from your upper back. And lower back. From the back of your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. From the back of your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. Gently accelerate this process. Accelerate the flow from the back of your head and from the back of your neck. Imagine the complexities and impurities flowing out faster from the back of your shoulders, from your upper back, and your lower back. From the back of your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. Imagine that the flow of smoke is getting faster. All impurities and complexities are leaving your body in the form of smoke from the back of your head, from the back of your neck, from the back of your shoulders, your upper back and lower back. From your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. From the back of your entire upper body, impurities and complexities are flowing out as smoke. This process is getting faster and faster. All impurities and complexities are leaving your body in the form of smoke from the back of your head, from the back of your neck, from the back of your shoulders, your upper back, and lower back. Feel yourself getting lighter as the impurities are leaving your system. Imagine that the flow of smoke is gently tapering off. Feel that all impurities and complexities have now left your body. We are now ready to begin the second part of the process. Imagine a current of purity coming from the source of all creation and entering your heart from in front. This current is flowing into your heart and spreading throughout your system. Every particle is getting saturated in it. imagine every particle of your body is emanating lightness and simplicity. Imagine yourself returning to a more balanced state. Now gently open your eyes